Hello, everybody. I'm James Milan. Welcome to the first DPCD update of the fall of 2024. And Claire Ricker, our director of that department, joins us as always. Happy fall, Claire.
Happy fall to you too, James.
Yeah, I know it brings even greater degree of busyness within your offices, but at least well, I hope you get out a little bit because we have been enjoying a magnificent version of September here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to business though. We'll talk today about transportation, sustainability, conservation, and of course Town Day, which is coming up quite quickly. But let's start with a housing update. What should residents know, Claire?
A lot of really exciting news in our housing update this month. On Monday night, the ARB approved the first project under the MBTA communities zoning. A two-family at 5 to 7 Belknap Street will be redeveloped into a four-family townhouse project, basically doubling the number of housing units on one site. The project features electric vehicle charging for the 4 on-site parking spaces and will also include permeable surfacing and solar-ready rooftops as well. This is really a great first project under the MBTA community zoning.
That sounds so good, especially I can't believe electric chargers for each one of the spots there. That is really cool you know, I've had mine for 7 years now, and it's gotten easier over time, of course, to charge it all the time. But wow,
Yeah.
that's a great amenity.
Yeah.
And was there anything else you wanted to bring us up to date on in terms of housing?
Oh, so many other things. Sure. So we have our Fox Library plus housing feasibility study. We've talked about this in the past. We know we need to build more housing in Arlington, and that the desire is for affordable housing. The question is how much affordable housing could potentially be built above the library, a new library, given market conditions and the timing of how state and federal funding awards might work with the timing of the library build. The feasibility study is providing data so the community can discuss options. We have had information about this project on the table at the Robbins Library now for a few weeks, and we are hosting an open house on September 18th, which is a Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Fox Library, so people can learn more about the feasibility study and what's possible for housing above a future rebuilt library.
Great. And as you mentioned, it has been a topic that we have touched on for some months now, but it does seem like it is moving closer and closer to feasibility. So
Right.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to if there, I mean, I know you said that there's lots of housing news, but if we are ready to move on to transportation, let's do so.
I have one more thing to say about housing, and that is
Okay,
that
there you go.
our Affordable Housing Trust has established a new program, and I believe I have spoken about this before also, which is the Acquisition, Creation, and Conversion Program, and released an RFP for funding applications. On September 5th, the Trust voted to recommend approval of its first application, which would create up to 5 one-bedroom units affordable to those earning less than 60% of the area media income for 20 years. That recommendation will next go to the town manager's office for evaluation. Applications for the ACC program are approved on a rolling basis. The deadline to submit is September 30th. If folks are interested in learning more about the program or participating in the program, please apply ASAP. The Trust is expecting at least 2 more applications before September 30th, and this program is open to Arlington property owners, developers, and nonprofit organizations. So another great housing program, and we're adding even more affordable housing to our stock here in Arlington, which is great news.
Yeah, I mean, just to wrap up on housing here, that's several significant firsts that you've just described. So we often think of spring as the time of rebirth, et cetera, but I don't know, the fall kind of starts the whole cycle of the year in a lot of ways. And this is a great way to, between the MBTA Communities project and the one you just mentioned, yay, much to celebrate. So, all right, with a smile, we shall move on to transportation.
Yeah, I have a big smile for transportation. We received a $1.15 million grant from the Boston MPO to as a project design pilot for the Broadway corridor, a 1 mile corridor between the Alewife Brook Parkway to where Broadway hooks up with Mass Ave. The design improvements, we would be looking to make that stretch of Broadway a complete street, which will increase access and safety across all modes of travel, including, bikes, peds, people with strollers, really just sort of equalizing the access to the road for all users. And that complete streets design will open us up for more future funding opportunities for the town as we look to implement some of the recommendations from this design pilot. An RFP will go out in late 2024 to identify the design consultant, and we'll have plenty of public engagement opportunities for this project in 2025. So great news on the transportation front. Additionally, we do have, if people want to get involved, we have openings on the Transportation Advisory Committee and the Arlington Bicycle Advisory Committee. So folks who are interested maybe in doing a deeper dive into transportation and serving on one of these committees can take a look at the committee openings webpage on the town website for more details.
Sounds very good. One of the things I really like, Claire, about having done these DPCD updates over a good long period of time now is that we get to kind of trace each step of these processes as they move forward, and we get to remember when it was just an idea or the original concept, and then see that marching forward over time, which is it's a privilege, I feel like. Yeah. But moving on, sorry. The under the topic of sustainability and conservation, you want to tell us, I think, about an upcoming event in early October.
A couple of upcoming events. To begin with, on October 1st, there will be a geothermal power event from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Thompson Elementary School. DPCD and Electrify Arlington are hosting an educational event on exciting clean energy technology, networked geothermal. Attendees will learn how networked geothermal systems can provide efficient heating and cooling for schools, homes, and businesses, and support, our local and state climate goals. The event is part of a feasibility study exploring networked geothermal systems in the Thompson School area. It's in an early visioning stage, but people could attend the event to get more information about what a future project may look like. Also, residents in the immediate neighborhood of Thompson School can expect to see informational door hangers advertising the event in coming weeks.
As I was just saying, right, sometimes we get to hear about things right at their gestation point, just as they are starting to take hold or be examined. And that's a great example. Right. And then there is Arlington Nature's Framework, right?
Arlington Nature Futures Framework. So Arlington has partnered with Tufts University on an initiative to develop a blueprint for cities and towns to harmonize the needs of nature and people, setting a precedent for local efforts worldwide. So the goal of this project is to better understand the human-nature relationship that residents of Arlington value in order to provide strategies for future design and programming to the community. Understanding the value that Arlington residents place on their local green spaces and other places where human and nature interactions occur will help us create improvements that benefit and intertwine the community and nature more closely. The first step is for residents to take the survey on environmental priorities and values. We are also holding a Wild Wonder event on September 29th in Menotomy Rocks Park. Participants will use the iNaturalist app to identify plants, fungi, bugs, and other critters. So come get to know your natural neighbors.
That is great, and Menotomy Rocks Park is my backyard, so I love that.
Oh, right on.
Okay, so lastly, I think, is an event that looms large on our calendar and large at ACMi, and that is Town Day, of course, coming up on September 21st. And what will DPCD be, what kind of profile will you guys have there?
We are going to be very visible at Town Day this year. Come visit our staff and committees that we work with, as we'll be at tables on Mass Ave. subjects that we're going to be distributing information and talking to people about include the master plan update, of course, and the Arlington Heights Business District, as well as the Arlington Affordable Housing Trust will have a table. Envision Arlington, of course, will have a table. The Commission for Arts and Culture, the Conservation Commission, the Open Space Committee, the list goes on. So we'll have a very visible presence at Town Day, and we encourage people to please come, stop by, visit, and get some information about these ongoing projects that I've been talking about. Additionally, and I think this is very exciting, we will be dedicating a Lafayette trail marker at Town Day at 10 a.m. Kick off the festivities and join Arlington 250 in front of the Robbins Library to dedicate Arlington's newest marker commemorating General Lafayette's visit to Arlington. In 1824, the Marquis de Lafayette was the last living American Revolution war hero and renowned abolitionist when he returned to the U.S. for the first time in 40 years, since playing an integral part in securing the nation's victory of American independence. This marker is part of a 23-state marker trail system covering nearly 6,000 miles of the General's 13-month tour. For more information about the marker dedication, please visit the Town Day website. That's just such a special thing for Arlington to have and to be able to reflect on and commemorate. So it would be great if folks were able to get to the marker dedication at 10 a.m. At Town Day in front of the Robbins Library.
That is great, and I have to say that our own news department here is working on a story about the Marquis de Lafayette's visit specifically to the Jason Russell House, so this is all of a piece, and obviously building up to next year, which is rather significant, and we will be talking about, I'm sure, more as time goes on. All right, lots of it hasn't been probably that long in actual time, but is it the change of the season? Is it the coming of the school year? I don't know. It feels like a while since we spoke. And really some exciting stuff for you to share as we come back to our regular DPCD update schedule. So thank you for that. Anything we've missed?
Nothing. I think we've covered everything, that we're working on this month. We'll see what next month has in store.
That's right. And we're already leaning into October a little bit with that geothermal event that you discussed. But we will see you in not too long from now, a few more weeks, and with plenty to talk about then as well. I have been speaking, as I'm sure everybody knows, to Claire Ricker. She is the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development for this DPCD update. Claire always takes the time to keep us all informed, and we really appreciate it. We also appreciate your time. I'm James Milan. See you next time.